Hello and greetings. Kevin was a bit bored in making introductions for himself. So as an artificially intelligent voice that doesn't have a lick of self-awareness, I will be the one telling the introduction of the video. This is Kevin's response to CinemaSins' video on Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish. I also forgot to mention that Kevin was also lazy on making the intro, so this will have to do.
I will never understand why the sliver of the moon is somehow inside the moon, and if... Wait. Oh no. Did DreamWorks Animation Marvelize their opening logo? No, DreamWorks! Bad DreamWorks! Drop it! Bad! Bad!
Wait, how is this a problem of the logo intro? Showing known DreamWorks characters is equal to Marvel? Are you gonna explain the problem of this, or become a Twitter user?
Also, where are the Croods? Madagascar? Turbo? The Bee from B-Movie? What about Moses?
I mean, coming from a retired Wayback Warper, this shouldn't affect me as much. But I can answer you this. Maybe because there isn't any room for those characters? But if you want to see more representation for all DreamWorks movies, I recommend you watch The Ident.
First star I see tonight.
How is there ever a first star you see if this is the sky you are looking at? First glance, you're seeing at least 1,000 stars on a planet or two at the same time.
Hey Jeremy, you see that? Haven't it occurred to you that Puss might be talking about this first star that is showing brightly in the sky and more visible than the celestial bodies around it? Also, haven't it occurred to you that he was telling a poem or nursery rhyme of some sorts?
Papa! He stepped on my face!
And we will never wash it again.
Encouraging bad hygiene as a response to your child's budding interest in BDSM.
How you doing? All right, how are you? Could you have a seat over in that chair, please?
This could be said for the majority of the movie, so let's just add a few cents here for Puss in Boots surviving any of this. And yes, I realize he actually will die in a minute, so you might see the irony, but I see you f***ing off and me still giving this movie cents.
I mean, sure, but I think that's the point of this scene. For the audience to think that Puss is invincible, even though that's not the case anymore.
Now lift your tail and relax. Trust me, I run hot.
Not letting someone do their job just because you're weirded out by butt stuff.
I think Jeremy is an apologist for Australian priests and the Dalai Lama.
How you doing? All right, how are you? Could you have a seat over in that chair, please?
Oh, wait until you find out about drag.
Shut when you think about it.
That makes 8, Puss. You are down to your last life. My prescription? No more adventures for you.
But at least half of those deaths were not adventure-based. Puss could die by crossing the street at the wrong time. This doctor seems to only exist to take away everyone's will to live.
Or maybe the doctor still doesn't want Puss to be in more harm's way anymore. Don't you ever think about that?
Here we go! Look, I'm sure there are certain things giant, barely flexible, clawed appendages are good for. Playing the piano this well is not one of them.
Yes. In a universe filled with fairy tale creatures, magic, talking animals that you mentioned, and violating the laws of nature by having a dragon and donkey making hybrid children, a bear playing piano good somehow bothers you.
Holy shit, those pies are still steaming right out of the oven. How is Horner not melted his plum off?
Hey Jeremy, how did you know they were recently pulled out of the oven? Maybe the pies were sitting out to cool. Also, from the look of his plum, you know what Horner is known for? It might have been a habit of his and slowly adapted to it, or doesn't mind the burning heat of his thumb.
It's gone! It's back!
The Cold War.
Holy crap, that's actually a good joke. And with what's going on between the US, Russia, and China, this joke fits very perfectly today.
You know, I think all you have to do is stop and smell the roses.
But how did Perito know this flower would lift him up to where Puss and Kitty are? First one he sniffed just let him pass by. And if Perito can use the flowers to transport him around by simply willing it to do so, why continue to walk anywhere?
Wait, that's your question? Why walk when you can use the rose for transportation? Okay, I'm skipping this point. Sorry.
You know, I never had much as a kid. Just loving parents and stability in a mansion.
Millennials.
It's gone! Wake up! Someone's nicked the map!
Well, considering earlier you were very clear that
You're the smash, I'm the grab.
so you have no one to blame but yourself, Little Miss should have grabbed better.
Oh, okay. So are you gonna forget that Goldie tried to warn the rest of the bear family that the cabin was a trick to delay any chance of finding the wishing star?
I'm getting a family! That's what, a proper family!
What, are you trying to give this character nuance? Just let her be an irredeemable villain. This is a children's movie, for fuck's sake.
Okay, let's get this straight. 1. How is this a children's movie? Because it's animated? Not all animated movies are for kids. Might as well show your kids Sausage Party, or 9, or The Waltz of Bashir. Do you want to show your kids an animated movie about the Lebanese war? 2. It actually does make sense for Goldie as an empathized villain due to her backstory and goal. Why is that a problem, my man?
Pick it up. I know I can never defeat you, Lobo.
Maybe so, but you would have a much better shot at defeating him if you didn't give him back his weapon every time it gets taken away from him. But also, this works. I'm not kidding. Wolf leaves after this. Keep watching. It's f***ing unreal.
Lobo had no point in chasing Puss to death, since he was no longer afraid of dying, nor was egotistically neglectful of living. Lobo didn't see Boots as this arrogant, fearless hero that Puss claimed to be.
Spanish Splinter!
No! I did not need to see this again. My thumb still hurt from when you did it at the beginning of the movie. Like this makes me want to dig up Anton Chekhov's corpse just to tell him to f off already. Don't worry, it'll be fine. I'm sure they knew when they buried him that he'd be brought up again later.
So showing a battle move from the beginning of the movie is bad?
What have you done?
I'm confused too, Giant Jack Horner. Puss still had time to make his wish. Why is no one shouting out a wish?
I think the movie's message is about appreciating the things around you. But I doubt someone like you would pay attention to things around you.
Where are we headed anyways?
Off to find new adventures and to see some old friends.
Using Shrek as sequel bait when I prefer on keeping him far, far away.
Fair argument.